So sometimes I'm really happy we brought this up because sometimes you surround yourself by professionals. Other times you're playing next to someone who just brought their gear last week. Let's talk about the switch ups. Okay. How do you, this is for all of you, how do you adjust from working with like high level professionals one day and then working with amateurs or people that are just starting the next? See, I can talk about DJs and other performers. You can talk about DJs, artists, MCs, everything.
All the
Because that's hard. Because we go some, because like we're very blessed that we get, like we are aligned with like the A pluses. Yeah. And very consistently. But there are times when we're walking in and it's like, you're dealing with the amateurs.
Yep.
How do you adjust yourselves? Someone take the reins on this one.
Just to be empathetic, I mean, you've worked at the best, you know what to do.
Yeah.
So being empathetic towards that amateurs, shout out to the amateurs, you know.
Yeah. All the people coming up.
Got to start somewhere.
Well, we all started there.
Yeah. We all started. Yeah. I mean, at least one point, someone's been thrown into the fire for some sort of. So being empathetic, and then, sometimes I get asked questions like, "Hey, what do I do or how would I introduce?" Or, they probably know of us, and they're like, "Hey, man, I know you've done tons of weddings or parties and whatnot, and how do you think I can hype this crowd up, or how do you think I can do it?" And you know what? I actually think of what Donovan would say. I'd think of what like if it's a Tamil wedding, I'd think of what Pac would say. If if it's like super mixed wedding, I'd think of what my boy Jeeves would say. He's sort of a rapper in a sense. So I just give them a few pointers, and I pretty much give them the energy to kind of be themselves, because that's just all that's just, can't really teach someone on the fly.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Like,
yeah.
But do you have any red flags that like sometimes you look at someone and you're just like, man.
And you know what? Shout out to you, my friend, for being empathetic, right? Because my problem is, and I'm sure we are on the same page with this.
Sawhill's coming up. Let's go.
The thing is that here's my modus operandi, right? And I believe all four of us and the folks that we deal with on a day in, day out basis, I'm not talking about the outliers, right? They are of the same mindset. Mindset is very simple, that we are part of a wedding that is probably one of the most important points in
someone's life. Yes.
Someone's life, right?
Yeah.
It is so elevated that there will be a speech, someone will cry. 5 minutes later, there will be a performance, somebody will laugh. 10 minutes later, somebody will have a performance, everyone will be on the dance floor. Right? 5 minutes later, there will be another speech and somebody's crying, right? So you are dealing with that level of, plus and minuses, if you would, peaks and valleys in terms of emotion.
Of course.
So you are there. Energy. Thank you. Exactly, right? So you are there to make sure that you manage that energy, read that energy, reciprocate to that energy, and add value in terms of production, in terms of what you are being paid for and everything else, right? That to me personally, and good for you that you're being empathetic, but to me, it is a full time, like I'm reeled in. Like when I'm there, I am reeled in. I am looking at everyone. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the DJ. I'm looking at what the energy is, right?
You need to be a people watcher.
People watcher.
You have to watch the people.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because like for someone like me, like when I walk in, I'm like looking around. The first thing I do is I go around and I say hello to everybody. Mm-hmm. That is the number one thing. And I always tell people who are starting off, my empathetic coaching is I go up to them and say, hey, nice to meet you. But I always advise, even like my new MCs, go introduce yourselves to everybody.
Yeah.
That is key. No egos on that one.
Mm-hmm. No,
right?
100%.
But some of like my red flags are ones that are not coachable, ones that don't listen. Like for example, hey man, that was kind of awkward right there. When I introduced the speech and you didn't play any music.
Yeah.
Can you please play some music? And then they're so worried. And then they go from like 100 to 0 back to 100. I'm like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I always tell couples, I can work with anybody and everyone, but it is a lot more work when you don't have a professional there, right? Or someone who's starting off. It is a lot more work for me because I have to coach them, right? And sometimes you have people that are coachable and sometimes you have people that are not coachable.
That's fair.
Something to be said about flow as well, right? Like the thing is, you are teaching someone and you are training someone on the client's dime. And I think that is a bit unfair to them, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, you can probably have a side conversation and say, you know what, moving forward, we can do this and that, the other. But the thing is, the moment is lost, sir.
Yeah.
The moment is lost. And it's all about that moment that I'm
pressure.
there, you're there, and we're there for, right?
Yeah.
So that's my only key takeaway from that. Obviously empathetic is good, but that has to be like a side thing, side question. It can't be while we are production ready.
Yeah.
That's my only
Because
key takeaway from
you're
that.
right. I think when we all walk into the venues, we're all locked in.
Locked in.
There is an assignment, we know what to do, and we know how to do it well.
Yeah.
And you're right, there are things that can honestly throw us off, which is why I kind of asked, like, what are your red flags like when you work with different vendors? You all kind of like went silent on that one.